What's up, everybody? HTG Brian here, and we've got LEGO The Incredibles, finally! This happens to be Chapter 1, Undermine Story, where we're going to go ahead and reunite with our heroes. We're going to ring off a couple of trophy achievements. We're going to fall just short of that stud requirement, but most importantly, the journey begins. Now, there are 12 chapters. We're going to go ahead and start off with story and come back in free play. And then, of course, we'll finish things off in free roam. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into a cutscene.
Yeah!
So, Friday?
Friday.
Behold the Underminer! I hereby declare war on peace and happiness! We're gonna lose him! Trampoline me!
Oh, Tony! Hi. This isn't what you think it is.
Underminer! We meet again! Bye-bye! The Underminers escaped!
We have to stop this thing before it gets to the overpass. Looks like we have company.
Well, this is a minor inconvenience.
Haha! Get it? A minor inconvenience? I love wordplay and puns, and this game looks like it's going to deliver plenty of those. Now, hey, this is more of kind of a tutorial-based level. It kind of shows us what these characters are capable of and what the best ways of annihilating our baddies are going to be. So, look at this. They've got this cool little instructional menu that pops up. It's kind of like a helper tip. And we saw that at E3, things were a little different there, too. And, oh, to the, yeah. So, full disclosure here. I actually played this level, got a mini kit on accident, and had to replay it. So, if you're wondering why there was like this weird pause moment there where we looked at the screen, I was verifying that when I restarted that it actually didn't count that mini kit. So, also, real quick, as I'm getting ahead of myself here, or I should say falling behind of myself, there is a trophy achievement specific to this level for grabbing people and throwing them into the gears. That's right. You know what really grinds my gears? Well, in this case, it's going to be baddies that Mr. Incredible picks up and turfs into that giant spinning wheel. Now, I avoid that for this as we are going to try to get all of those level-related trophy achievements during our free play. So all collectibles, all trophy achievements related to the levels are going to be had there. Now, you might have noticed there are 2 trophy achievements that we get in this level. Now, one is actually for completing the level itself, and we're going to get one of those for every one of the story missions, or chapters as they're calling them. But we're also going to get one in this one for completing our first family build. Now, that is something you cannot avoid. I kind of had a little minor meltdown when I got it, as I like to keep everything methodical and in order, and try to keep it so that you don't have to watch like 100 videos for, you know, something we could have all showcased in one. That all being said, I went ahead and kept on keeping on once I got that trophy achievement for the barbecue, and then later I found out that you had to get it, so whoop, cutscene!
Who's steering this thing, Bob? That driving is worse than yours.
No one! We're trying to stop it!
We need to get past this gear. Can you freeze it in place?
Yeah, if it stops, they should be able to flash straight through.
Woohoo! Frozone has showed up to help both me and you. Now this is kind of crazy. I had a little bit of a funny angle as I'm supposed to like make this all frozen here, but for some reason it was weird and it would not accept my frozen beam. But eventually I get it and I make this giant ice claw, and look at that, it slows things down. And this is actually really cool. We get two big cracked walls that we have to go through, and we find that there's actually a new feature that Mr. Incredible brings to the table. Now first I walk up and you know, I try to find that square button, you know, the knock the block off, so to speak, button, and look at that, I do successfully knock it down. But down in the bottom left hand corner it's telling me that I actually can double tap the left analog in the direction I want, and it'll do like a bull charge thing. And look at that, I knock the wall down without having to give it the old pow right in the kissa and knock it down. So that is super cool. I wish I would have figured that out going through the first wall, because yeah, I could have knocked them both down. Now this is kind of, at least it seems like, a never-ending character spawning situation, and you know, we do a butt slam and we move up. Now in that left cracked wall there is a mini kit. That's actually the one that I found on accident, and I had to replay this level because, you know me, I'm really like specific. Like, I do not like getting any of those mini kits in the story. I like to get them all in one video. Now, in our early videos of Lego Stuffs, we actually didn't have that formula, and so I kind of made you watch the story and the free play. Now, and if I'm being honest, as far as the views go, that would work better for us. We would generally like to see the most views out of our work, but in this case, I'm sacrificing the potential views so that you guys can get through and have a pleasurable experience. Now, speaking of pleasurable experience, this was a little bit of a wonky-do here. As it turns out, you have to actually stand under this thing, and you have to press the analog stick up to make her go even further. Took me a few minutes to figure that out, and where was the old, how to do like the other things? You know, there's that little thing in the left corner that keeps popping up. Well, it didn't do that. It didn't teach me how to go gadget arms like this, or in this case, go Elastigirl arms. And look at that, there's the piglet! It didn't take long for the little piggy to make his appearance. For whatever reason, those developers like sneaking that pig in every single Lego game to date. I don't think he's missed one. And pretty cool. I don't know if they got like a name for him, if his name's like Little Piggerton or Hamlet, or if they got something cool, but I'd love to know that. In fact, I had an opportunity to ask Arthur Persons, one of the head designers of the Lego games, a question yesterday, and I couldn't think of one that was worthy of asking, so I ended up not asking. I feel like an idiot now. I totally would have loved to have asked that. However, it was specific to Lego DC supervillains that I had the opportunity to ask a question. And so, unfortunately, I didn't get it. Oh, shh! Cutscene! Look at this! Oh!
Everybody stop! Heads up, Dad!
Dash! I gotta get a hold of this! Whoa! Whoa!
Oh no! So Mr. Incredible is trapped below this giant tunneler track, and we've got to get him out of here. And he requests that we get right on it to help him, but then of course Frozone says, "Yeah, after we rescue these citizens, right?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I suppose. I'll just hang out here." So it's up to us to go ahead and find a way to save these citizens and rescue Mr. Incredible. So we start things off with moving around with Frozone. And we see over to the right that there is kind of a marker indicating a distance. It looks like we're 4 units away. Now we're 5. Now we're 4, and we can get across there with Violet's little force field thing here. And we know that Dash can somehow be a part of that, but I wasn't sure. Like, I didn't know if Dash had to like hop on her shoulders and then she had to create the circle, or if you have to create the circle first and then move Dash over, which is actually how you do it. And look down below, it's actually telling me in the bottom left, but I'd kind of moved on from those thinking, okay, I know what I'm doing. I don't have to do this anymore, but I do have to watch that. So you have to hop on this little treadmill thing here, but you basically just have to use Violet's force field to get across, and then you have to embark from it and then hop on this guy. And that's right. That's right. Pump it up. And we run all the way around. We save that little lady in the... I guess she's got a little walker there. And she drops down our first... you know, I'm not even sure what we're calling these bricks. I'm going to call them the Incredibrick until we get something else, like the actual name for them. But as it turns out, these are kind of like the super bricks that we found in the Lego City Undercover videos. However, this turns out to be very level specific. So we know that we need, what is it, 4 of those? So there's 3 citizens that need to be rescued. And each one of them gives us a super brick or an Incredibrick, whichever you want to call them. And once we get the 4th one, it actually helps us save the day. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. So we're going to use Violet's force field powers to go ahead and build this crazy purple flower. And it drops, well, I guess it allows Buddy to drop down. And what's that on his hat? Was that like an angry chicken or something? Anyways, he drops another one of those bricks, and we get attacked from the back. Oh, no. So we'll go ahead and get our cha on, and it looks like there's 5 baddies that come out, and we know that because it's indicated there by a little counter. So a little different than usual. Now, we don't always know how many characters are available, and usually when it does tell us, there's like a number counter up top. So this one's a little different. You know, usually you don't get a counter like this unless you're collecting some sort of a collectible, like a mini kit or a character token or something. So it kind of threw me for a loop, but we got all 5 of them baddies, and a little cutscene kicks in, and look at that. It knocks this guy down, and oh no, I'm not sure where those fluids came from. Maybe he hadn't had a bathroom break in a while. Who knows? Regardless, though, he makes his way up top, and this guy's, hey, man, get out of here. Do something. Get off of here. You ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. And look at that. So what we're going to do is try to find a way up there. Now, as you might have guessed, Frozone is probably going to be the way that we get up there, and it sure is. Or I should say the way down. Look at this. Buddy is going to slide on down to the bottom side, and look what's tumbling down behind him. It's another Incredibrick. So he looks a little bit like a... Clark Kent variation of some sort, doesn't he? Doesn't he? Maybe it's just me. But all right, we'll go ahead and collect that super brick. And what do we got now? We've got, oh, some more movement. And, oh, now there's a little handheld we can jump up onto and climb up there. But we're going to need a little help from our good buddy, Mr. Incredible. And thanks to Frozone, he's going to actually slow down the drilling aspect of this big miner. And we're going to go ahead and get to this little circle over here and throw one of our other characters up top so we can grab that final Incredibrick. Now, this is a cool feature, too. We got this, like, super power thing here. It's the Incredible move, and basically you charge up after taking out so many guys with rapid succession, and it'll give you this little icon telling you can do this super... I don't remember exactly what it's called. My bad for that, but a lot going on, trying to learn quite a bit and get it all out quickly and efficiently for you guys. So we've got all those bricks acquired, and now we're going to do our first family or group build, I believe is what it's really called, the group build. And this is kind of wonky too because there are 3 of us, and we all have to fill up this meter, as you'll see here. That's right, we got to complete that meter, and once it gets filled, we have to switch over to the next one. And the problem is that there's only a short time frame before that meter starts to deplete her on its own. So you got to be quick fast, and I don't catch on to that at first. I'm like, okay, I got all 3 of them, and I'm looking over at the wife going, yay, we got it, and I look back, and I'm like, oh no, I don't got it. So spam, 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 quickly get those filled all the way up, and the goal is to have all 3 of them filled up at once, and once that happens, we get that celebratory horn, and what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Some sort of crazy build. Oh, that's right. It's a giant circular saw. It doesn't really look like one at first glance, but as it turns out, Mr. Incredible can walk up behind it and swoop it up and get his drill on, even though it's not a drill. So check this out. I get a trophy achievement right here called Better Than a Barbecue, I think is what it's called. Yep, Better Than the Barbecue. And so I was pretty excited, but also a little leery about why I got that. I thought, oh, well, it's the end of the level. That's the end of the level for the first, or the trophy achievement for the first level. But it wasn't. Turns out that's your first group build. Now, look at me running around like, which way do I go? Which way do I go? Now, it turns out there is a little circle icon right behind that giant circular saw, and that's where we need to be with Mr. Incredible. And he says, I'll grab this, stay behind me. And guess what? He does just that. He grabs this, picks it up, and gets his... Well, we got to spam the button first. Fill that meter, complete the meter, and pick it up. That's right. And zzz, we'll go ahead and push this saw in. It's going to take us into a cutscene. Then we're going to be inside this giant monstrosity.
He's headed for City Hall!
They're out in public again! This is our chance! Follow them!
Alright, so we are officially inside the giant miner, and I do want to kind of point out that the proportioning here seems a bit off. Now, I know that's just kind of a nitpicky thing to bring up as I play a little musical ladders there, trying to figure out which way do I go. But this thing is huge, and it's weird how big it is on the inside. Now, I know it's a big monstrosity machine, but, like, seriously, like, wait till you see how big this thing is on the inside. Look at this. We're going to use Elastigirl down on that lower deck here. And watch this. I cannot for the life of me get onto her to plank across. I fail so many times, it is ridiculous. And look at that, the game finally feels sorry for me and jumps up there for me. But yeah, we gotta use Elastigirl to get up and over here. Once we get over, we are greeted by 5 more miners. We'll go ahead and give them some major whoopings. And once that can has been officially opened, look at that super attack. Get a whole bunch of studs, and we've got this flashing computer thing here, which I thought for sure was relevant to what we needed to take down. Usually the items you need to build something out of glow, and it kind of looked like it was glowing, but it turns out it fooled me. Now we got to drop all the way down to this lower level here, and once we do, we get greeted by this little cinematic moment. And these guys are kind of fighting over what's going down here. And as it turns out, we are kind of at a threshold here. We should not put any more coal inside here because the fuel is going to overheat things. And that is not good. And of course, could cause a catastrophic situation. So we got our tip. Basically, we know what we need to do now. We need to go ahead and find some more coal and drop it in there. And, you know, make it a little bit hotter. Drop it like it's hot, so to speak, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and smash the old minecart on the ground, rebuild it into a mobile minecart, and it just so happens to have some coal in it, so we got that going for us. Next up, we push it all the way back to the end of the track, and it activates this little, it's one of those little roller panel thingies, and unfortunately, Violet is not fast enough. So we know what to do. We got to hop on with Dash. Nope, we got to use him and Violet's little force field ball there. I don't know what we're calling that yet. I'm sure there's a specific name for it, but we'll go ahead and spin to win. That's right, keep pushing the stick in the direction, well, let's see, for us it was the left analog stick pressing up, and it raised the roof of that cart. And now it's up top, and it just needs a little more assistance from us. And we've got one of those tosser spots, so we'll go ahead and hop onto that cycle with Mr. Incredible. But first, we got to grab one of our buddies. So get over here, buddy. We'll go ahead and pick him up, and that's right, press and hold the square button if you're on the PlayStation. I guess it could be the X if you're on the Xbox. I'm not sure what it is on the Switch. I don't play the Switch enough. I'm sorry, guys. But once you get up top, regardless, it doesn't matter which character you get up there, push it all the way to the end of that checkerboard path. Take out the couple of baddies waiting for us up top. And then next up, we've got a couple of white items over there. See how they're glowing white? That's what I was talking about a minute ago, where I thought that computer down below needed to be smashed and redirected into some other shapes. But no, this case, it actually is up top. We'll go ahead and build this crank. We'll spin it around, and basically this drops that coal into the liquid hot magma, and it overheats things. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. And what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Nope, no explosions yet. Not yet. It's, oh, Booyaka Show! So, we've got the Coolant Station over here that needs to be dealt with. And we're going to go ahead and make our way over. Look at that. The RPMs just got a little out of control. And the motor is kaput. So, a little kablooey. Now, I don't know if they know what they're doing, but we know what we need to do. We need to get over to that spot. You can see there's a little circle there for Mr. Incredible to go ahead and I guess advance to it, and once we get there, he's going to lift up that panel and allow one of our other characters to get up there. And as it turns out, it actually has to be Elastigirl, and I got lucky. I had no idea that was the case, but I, in fact, Got that luck behind me, and yeah, so you don't have to make your way. Now, there are these weird cage things. You can see I just destroyed one right there, and that was the second of 5 that I destroyed. I believe I got one in an incredible attack. Did one of those little ground pound slams, or butt slams as I like to call them, and I'm pretty sure it took the first one out. So that's 2 now. There's one right to the right of me right now, but I'm not going to focus on that because as you guys know, we're going to come back in the free play for all of those collectibles. So I got Mr. Incredible lifted up this ledge. I'm going to go ahead and switch to Elastigirl and make it up over here. She's going to hop up onto that handheld and get all the way up top. And look at this. Once we get up there, there is a circle for her to go ahead and get big and tall. And look at that. We're going to go ahead and stretch all the way over to this coolant spot. And I don't know what she does to it. I think she gives it the old pow right in the kissa. Oh, she shakes things up a wee bit. And, oh, reveals a double handle there, which, of course, we're going to need somebody strong like Mr. Incredible to go ahead and rip that off. So switch to the big guy and get your spam on by running over there and hitting that pew, 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 pew. Look at that. I got an update from my computer. That was nice of it to rain some audio effects there. But, okay, so we got the bad guy out with the incredible butt slam. And next, we're going to spam, 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 spam. And it should take us to the final cutscene.
Get out of here! This thing's gonna blow! There's no time! We did it!
Dad, something else happened today. With a kid and my mask.
Freeze, Supers! What did we do?
Booyaka show! Look at that trophy achievement out in public again for completing the first level undermined. That's right. And let's see here. This is actually crazy. This newspaper finishing screens is actually really cool, but it's kind of hard to keep track of. So we didn't get the gold brick for getting the stud requirement. We didn't get any of the mini kits. We got a couple of character tokens, but I think these are just like the standard, you beat the story, we're going to unlock some characters for you. We didn't find anything specific, and look at that, the story continues. So we got 83.6%, which roughly translates to about 150,000 studs required for that. You know, I don't even know what it's called. Is it called True Hero? I'm assuming something like that. I'll have to figure that out as well. So still a little bit of learning for me. Now, if you haven't figured it out too, this whole first 6 levels is actually about the new movie, The Incredibles 2. So if you're not wanting to see that, you're going to see the movie soon, maybe wait. Otherwise, there might be some spoilers. But speaking of spoilers, that's going to wrap it up for LEGO The Incredibles Chapter 1 Undermined Story. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. We will be back soon with some more stories. And of course, we'll return with some free play. Hope to see you there. As always, until next time.